Hello everybody! I'm very excited to be back here, and this time we talk about the second symphony by Gustav Mahler. Last time we spoke about the first symphony, and the second symphony is a very long piece. It stands for itself, and it is a symphony that goes in 5 movements, and it's called the Resurrection. Resurrection comes kind of from Christian from the Christian religion, but I personally believe it has a much bigger meaning than just a religious meaning. It is about a person or a human being that is faced with crisis. Crisis can be so many things: illness, death, other things that so many like horrible things that can happen in life, and that we have to accept in our life. And this is what the first movement is about. It's a very dark movement that is trying to find hope, but the hope is always very short, and it's only glimpses of it. Now, after this first movement, Mahler writes there should be a pause of at least 5 minutes. We will make a very long pause in the concert, but probably not 5 minutes, because that's very long. But it is for us in the concert to be able to process all this tragedy that we've heard, the funeral march, that death is an imminent part of our life, that we can't avoid it, all these things. And then come 2 movements that are very interesting because they are not particularly filled with a lot of information. They are more like 2 different ways of looking at life. One is a very almost like a charming dance, but a dance that is not danced in that moment. It's only the memory, very subtle and very refined way, like almost with nostalgia we live through this movement. And the third movement then goes back to C minor and is a direct not just a quote, but actually is based on the lead des Antonius von Padua Fischpredigt, and the text in this song, in this lead, is about Saint Antonius, who preaches to the fish, and he preaches very intensely and with lots of enthusiasm, but the fish in the end don't really care. So it's like a symbol for the nihilism, like a symbol for that everything we do is in vain. And so the movement runs almost like in itself with this theme. Doesn't, like, we can have a lot of effort, but still it doesn't change anything in the world. The world can't be changed. And then we have a crucial moment for the 4th movement, because then we add, or Mahler adds, the voice and the text, and the solo alto starts to sing and represents the human that is struggling with life, but at the same time trying to come out of this situation. He or she would prefer to be in heaven, or to be somewhere else, to be in a different world, in a world that is free of this struggle. And the text says that there is an angel on the way to heaven, and says, "You're not allowed to come in here." The person who sings actually says, "I will not accept this, my dear angel, because it's actually my own decision if I can find some kind of salvation find my way through this crisis and can find a better world. And this moment of it is not someone else who decides for us if our life is going to take a good turn or is going to take a bad turn. I think this is kind of in the center of this symphony. And so because this decision is made in this moment, the whole fifth movement is about the triumph of life and the triumph of any plant or anything that has died and in the next spring comes again to life. The fifth movement is something you just have to experience. But if you have this in mind from this whole journey through different shades of life, through different stages of life or different moments in life, that in the end, if we strive for it, then we always have the chance in us to find true happiness in a much deeper sense. Then you have to just listen to the chorus then singing about breaking through to the light.